Michael here, and this is an introduction to ServiceM8. First up, ServiceM8 is a smart job management app for small businesses which manage jobs and staff in the field. It can transform your organization, scheduling, quoting and invoicing, and communication, helping you run a more productive, professional business. We're just going to cover the basics today. What ServiceM8 can do, the kind of businesses it's for, and the problems it solves. We'll have a look at a demo of ServiceM8 in action and also touch on how to get started. The idea is to see how ServiceM8 can help and figure out if it's the right fit for your business. So if you're looking for a solution to help grow and scale your business, or perhaps you just want to get organized, enjoy your work more, and improve your lifestyle, then you're in the right place. ServiceM8 is specifically designed for small, field-based service businesses, like those in the trades, subcontracting, technical, or home services, the kind of businesses which mostly go out to someone's home, business premises, or construction site to carry out work. And ServiceM8 is ideal for those kind of businesses which carry out high volumes of smaller, shorter jobs. So, for instance, you might do 1 or 2 jobs a day, or several. So here you'll also see we say ServiceM8 is designed for small businesses, so sole operators up to 20 or so staff. There's actually no hard limit on how many staff you can have in your account. We just like to say this so it helps you understand who we're designed for, that is, small businesses. If you don't see your industry on screen here, it's okay. Just keep in mind whether you do the kind of work that ServiceM8 is designed to manage. So if you're a small business, you manage jobs and staff in the field, and you deal with a lot of jobs coming through the business, then ServiceM8 could be perfect for you. Now, let's talk about the problems that ServiceM8 solves. Many of the issues and frustrations faced by field service businesses stem from 2 realities. First is the sheer amount of administration in managing so many jobs coming through the business. And then you combine this with the fact that your field staff are separate from the office and constantly on the go between jobs and clients. This makes basic things so much harder in field service, like knowing where your staff are and what they're doing, scheduling jobs and getting new jobs to staff, keeping clients in the loop, responding to urgent and unscheduled work, or simply knowing what to add to an invoice. This high job volume and administration volume, combined with a mobile workforce, is a combination which demands a lot of organization and great communication. But the reality is, until the cloud, there just hasn't been a good solution for this. So how do you keep on top of it? Maybe you use a diary, perhaps a whiteboard, paper job cards or job sheets. A lot of people use duplicate quoting and invoicing books. Maybe you've put together a combination of different systems like calendars and spreadsheets. The problem is these systems, they're not fit for purpose. They're not actually designed for the realities of managing a field-based business. And you've probably created them simply because before the cloud, there just wasn't a good solution and you needed a way to get by. So let's have a look at some common challenges, problems caused by paper-based systems, and general signs that you need a better job management system. Administration time. A big one, of course, spending a disproportionate amount of time on all kinds of administration around each and every job coming through the business. With a high job volume, it really piles up. Losing paperwork and client details. Forgetting to invoice, especially those smaller jobs. Maybe they're just forgotten or dismissed as not being worthwhile. It all adds up and you probably cringe to think how much work has gone unpaid because it was never invoiced. Struggling to keep track of the status of jobs in the business and where staff are throughout each day, it makes you feel like you're not in control. Running behind a lot of the time, maybe missing appointments altogether. Slow quoting and invoicing, especially if there's more than one person involved where the info needs to change hands or you need to come back to the office or wait till the end of the day. And as a direct result, you can experience poor cash flow. So if there are bottlenecks in your invoicing and payment workflow. Substandard customer service, so not being able to deliver the quality of work and customer experience that you'd like, or consistently have that quality across all jobs and staff. Communication issues are a big topic that we're covering. So being able to communicate and convey information is really crucial in field-based businesses and a big downfall of paper-based systems. Mistakes. A lack of good communication also tends to cause a lot of preventable mistakes and errors, resulting in lost time, callbacks, and unhappy customers. Micromanaging. So if you're using systems that aren't fit for purpose, they require a disproportionate amount of upkeep. Sometimes it's just one or two people that need to control or own processes just because half of it's in their head and only they know the ins and outs, and they need to micromanage jobs and staff just to keep everything running smoothly. Having no work-life balance, another big one for any small business owner, because you're spending a lot of your evenings and weekends doing paperwork, quoting and invoicing, instead of being able to spend time with family and friends. Low productivity, of course, the more inefficiencies in your workflows, the less you can actually physically get done each and every day. So the less billable work you can get done. And lastly, you can only run so fast. So maybe you either can't break through to the next level or you can't keep up at the moment with the system that you have. Even if you're making your current system work, there is a throttling effect, and businesses hit a growth ceiling and they simply can't grow any further with the current systems that they have. So, a lot of negative stuff there, but these are the problems that ServiceM8 solves. This diagram should help you understand where ServiceM8 actually fits in your business. ServiceM8's an end-to-end job management solution. So from the moment you get an inquiry, you can actually save the job and client information in ServiceM8 and schedule a quote or work order to a team member. The app can then help with navigation to each job site. PDF quotes can be generated and sent to clients on site through the app. You can document what's been done on site via job notes, photos, and videos, and these are saved against each digital job card. You can create and send PDF invoices on site through the app and even accept credit card payments through the app as well. From there, ServiceM8 integrates with leading accounting packages, and this means you can raise ServiceM8 invoices in your accounting package ready for reconciliation. And what this does is form this end-to-end best practice workflow of job management, communication, and accounting. So ServiceM8 works across two platforms. There's an iOS app for field staff and technicians, and an online dashboard for those back in the office, accessed via a web browser like Google Chrome. There's a fair bit of overlap between the ServiceM8 app and the online dashboard, but each platform is optimized for their intended users. So for field staff, they'd be using the iOS app, and this has a focus on functionality around being able to see your jobs for the day, navigate to the next job, easily communicate with customers, check into jobs, record what's been done with notes and photos, easily add billable items, send quotes and invoices, and even accept card payments through the app. For office staff, the online dashboard has a lot of the same functionality, but with a bigger focus on being able to easily create and schedule new jobs, have visibility over the status of all jobs in the business, and efficiently communicate with staff and customers. Let's check out a demo of ServiceM8 in action. We'll follow the life of a job to see how work moves through ServiceM8 from start to finish. And as we go, we'll cover off those problems that we talked about earlier. So we'll start in our web-based online dashboard. You can see here I'm in the Dispatch Board tab and the Staff Schedules view. You can see along the left here we've got all of our field staff. In the middle we can see all of the jobs scheduled to them, and on the far right we can see our jobs list where we have our orange Q icons for our active quotes, our blue Ws for our active work orders, and green Cs for recently completed jobs. So this is very much the mission control for any office staff in the business. So the scenario that we'll work through is that of responding to an urgent job. So a past client of ours has rung up the business and need someone on site as soon as possible to help out with a problem. So let's see how we can deal with this situation using ServiceM8. The first thing we'll do is in the top left, we'll click New Job. Here we can enter in all of the client and job details. So the first field, the customer field, we'll enter in the client's name. And because they're a past client of ours, they're saved in the system and we can click their name and auto-populate some of the job card. The next thing is to select a job status, and it'll either be a quote or a work order. In this case, it's an urgent job, so we'll select work order. And the last thing I'll do is enter in a job description. Here's one I prepared earlier. So pretty basic just to demonstrate, but we can enter in a description and we can also enter in some basic checklist job requirements. And the way to do that is to start each checklist item on a new line with a dash. So first up, you can see some of the problems that this kind of system can address. So straight away, you won't lose paperwork, client or job details. There's a central digital job card that everyone can refer to that has all of the client and job details. And it's great also for communicating job requirements and avoiding mistakes, because you can communicate clear job requirements using this kind of system. So happy with that, I'll then click Save. And you can see in the top right in the jobs list that our new job for Jane White, job number 111, is now created. The next thing for us to do is to figure out which staff member to allocate this job to. So ServiceM8's got a few tools that can help with this. First up, you can have a look at the staff schedule. You can see all of your field staff and what jobs they've got scheduled throughout the day. So you can see what they've got on at the current time. And you can also go to the Dispatch Map tab and you can see where staff are in real time across your town or city. You can also click on each staff member's icon and view their schedule this way, and click on individual jobs to see where they're located. You can also filter the jobs list and click on the job to see its location as well in relation to your field staff. So using these kinds of tools, you can see how you're in a position to make a smart dispatch decision. So immediately this can really help with productivity. You're actually in a position to be able to respond to urgent and unscheduled jobs throughout the day. It's also great for team communication, avoiding the need to call up everyone in the business to figure out where they are. And if they're in a position to respond to this kind of work, you can make a smart dispatch decision this way. So back to the Staff Schedules tab, and using these tools, I've decided to allocate this urgent job to John. So what we'll do is we'll pick it up from the unscheduled jobs list on the right here and drag it onto John's staff member icon, and we can instantly dispatch this to John. We can also include a message. So I'll include a message here. Click send, and we will instantly dispatch this job to John out in the field. So let's have a look at what this looks like on the app for John the plumber. So here in the ServiceM8 app, we can see we've got this notification from the office advising about this job for Jane White. So we can tap OK to dismiss that. And you can see here at the top of our jobs list in the jobs tab, we've got this new urgent job for Jane White. And you can also see an overview of scheduling for this field staff member throughout the rest of the day and days to come as well. So straight away you can see here the efficiency of communication between the office and the field staff member in terms of getting that urgent job and its requirements to that staff member efficiently, and also just the benefits of having that scheduling available in the app for that staff member for each and every day. So avoiding that micromanagement of their scheduling, as well as efficiently communicating those details to them. It'll also help them stay on time and take responsibility for their scheduling themselves as well. So responding to this urgent job, the first thing we'll do out in the field is we'll tap that new job for Jane White. And you can see here we've got that digital job card for job number 111. We've got the client's name, all of the client's address and phone number, contact details. You can see here we've also got the job description and checklist job requirements as well. So really clear breakdown of all of the job requirements. So very less likely to make mistakes and those kinds of things. So what we can do, the first thing in terms of responding to this job is to tap the green Start Job button, and we'll then have this option to navigate to the job. So ServiceMate can open up a connected mapping service like Google Maps or Apple Maps, and we'll tap Navigate to Job. As part of this workflow, we can also notify the client that we're on the way. So this is really great for customer service and keeping the client in the loop. We can tap Notify Client, and ServiceMate will actually send an automated SMS based on a template system advising the client that John from John's Plumbing is on the way, and they can expect them in a certain amount of time on site. So ServiceMate will then open up that integrated mapping product and provide directions to the site. Again, so really great for productivity. The staff member can't get lost on the way, that kind of thing. So we'll tap ServiceMate in the top left and go back to the app, and we'll tap the blue button and pretend that we've arrived at the job site. And from here, you can get on with the job at hand. So part of this might be satisfying checklist requirements. Also, any checklist requirement with the word photo in it automatically opens the camera in ServiceMate. Here's our beautiful photo of our flooded kitchen. So we can snap that before photo and automatically save that against the job. From here, there are other job actions that you can complete in ServiceMate. So in the top right, I can tap the plus icon. There are other things we can do here. We can add text notes against the job. We can also do things like complete electronic forms, email or SMS the client out of the job card as well, other tasks like that. And everything like those kinds of job documentation actions are saved to what we call the job diary. So in the middle of the screen here, we can tap diary and we can see the photo that we just took and any notes or other activity against the job in terms of scheduling, communication with the client, those kinds of things. They're all saved to the job diary for future reference. So a really, really useful future reference any time down the track, 6, 12 months, years away. It can be really useful to have that job history on hand, past jobs for a client. So we'll go back to the main job card. And once the job is actually done, we can continue with the checklist requirements and take our last job photo of the finished product, save that against the job, and then we can proceed to get on with billing the client. So we'll tap billing, and here we can add some labor and materials to the job. So I'll tap add item / service, and there are a few different things we can do here. You can browse individual items. If you've integrated with an accounting package, all of your materials will be sunk or will sync over from that accounting package, and you can browse and add them here. So we can browse items, and what we'll do is we'll add a replacement tap set, save that against the job. We'll add a couple of other items, maybe some PVC tubing, and we'll also charge for some labor as well. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can simply have a labor item and set the quantity of what you want to charge for, or you can use smart labor. And what that will do is actually use the check-in timer we started. Whether or not you include travel time is up to you as well. You can toggle that here. And you can apply that checked-in time to a set labor rate and round that up to the nearest 15, 30, or 60 minutes and charge for your labor that way. So you don't need to keep track of it separately, and that's just a really accurate and efficient way to charge for labor. There are other ways you can charge for your services as well. Of course, you might do it based on packages or different services. You don't have to itemize materials and labor in terms of how you bill for your services through ServiceMate. So happy with that, we'll navigate back to the job card, and then we can proceed to check out of the job. So I'll tap the red checkout button, and this opens the checkout wizard. So the first thing we'll do is we'll toggle that we've completed the job, and we can also, as part of this workflow, accept payment from the client on site. So down towards the bottom left, I'll tap Add Payment, and here we can record a separate cash, card, or FPOS payment against the job, or we can process a credit or debit card payment directly through the ServiceM8 app via our Stripe integration. So we'll tap the field here, and we can enter in the card details or have the client enter this in themselves, and then proceed to charge the card and process that card payment directly through the app on site. So obviously that's a really great one for finalizing administration on site in terms of payment, and really great for cash flow as well. So we'll tap in the top right, we'll tap Finish, and using a template system, this will proceed to generate a PDF invoice. So you can see here, we've got the work completed on site, we've got those itemized labor and material billable items listed against the invoice. We've got this big red paid stamp because we just accepted a card payment through the app. So the balance due is now $0. We can have the client sign the document, and ServiceM8 will superimpose that signature onto the PDF invoice. And from here in the top right, we can tap the send icon and choose to email or text the invoice to the client. So we'll tap email invoice, and you can see here it's got an email ready to go. The subject line and the client's email is already pre-populated. The invoice is already attached. We can add other attachments here, so we can attach photos from the job diary, and the body of the email is also ready to go based on a template system. So you can see here the benefits in terms of professionalism, being able to generate and issue a PDF invoice immediately on site. It's also great for cash flow again. If you haven't already accepted payment, issuing an invoice straight away is far better than issuing it at a later date, as well as saving that administration and time and paperwork back in the office for someone else to figure out what the billable items for the job are, prepare the invoice, and then send that out to the client. So the only thing left to do is tap send, and we have emailed that PDF invoice immediately to the client. Back in the job card, in the top left, we can see that the job icon has updated to a green C completed job status, so we can tap done and get on with the next job of the day. So we'll head back to the online dashboard and pick it up from there. Okay, so back in the online dashboard, we can see on the far right here in our jobs list that our job for Jane White has updated to a green completed status. So we can double click that to open the job card, and we can see everything that's just happened out on site in our job diary. So we can see all of the photos that were taken on site, the email that was sent containing the invoice that was issued to the client. So that's all updated in real time across the account. We can also go to the Quotes and Invoicing tab and have a look at what was charged for the job as well. So pretty happy with that. We'll close out of that job tab, and we'll look at the last part of this workflow. So we'll go to the Invoicing tab, and it's here that we can see a really good overview of the status of all invoices across the business. So we have the Summary tab. We've got those that are awaiting approval to be raised in a connected accounting package, which we'll talk more about, those that are awaiting payment, and those that have recently been paid. So under the Awaiting Approval tab, we've got all of the details here. We've got the job number, the client, who the job was completed by, the date, the total amount, whether or not it's been paid, and the payment method. And we can also see whether it's been sent to our accounting package, and on the far right here, whether the actual invoice has been sent to the client. So we can see this job we just completed for Jane White, job number 111. All we need to do to raise this in our accounting package, in this case we're using Xero, is tick this checkbox and then tick the green Approve button. And what this will do is start a process of immediately raising and syncing this in our accounting package. You can see here on the far right, we now have a green tick under the sent to Xero column, which means it's been successfully sent over to our accounting package. So we'll navigate over to Xero and we'll go to our invoicing area. And you can see here at the top of our list, we have the invoice that has just been raised from ServiceM8. So we can tick this and we see a full breakdown of everything that's been raised over from ServiceM8, the client name, all of the billable items, the invoice amount, whether it's been paid as well. That's all come across from ServiceM8. So hopefully you can see here the benefits of this kind of process in terms of reconciliation, saving all of that administration time and paperwork, in terms of avoiding that manual process of manually raising invoices in your accounting package, or perhaps saving them up in a shoebox for your bookkeeper to collect. You can actually, using this process, raise all of your ServiceM8 invoices in your connected accounting package and streamline that entire workflow and eliminate that double entry. Now, that's just one scenario of how a job can move through ServiceM8. Jobs can also be created and scheduled to staff using only the ServiceM8 app. Also, not all businesses deal with urgent callouts. ServiceM8's scheduling functionality is a core component. You can drag and drop unscheduled jobs onto a staff member and drag them out to adjust their duration. Or simply double-click on somewhere in the schedule to create and schedule a job. Also, if you're in an industry where you do a lot of repeat or recurring work for the same clients, you can create recurring jobs and set them to reschedule themselves at set intervals, such as every week or fortnight. Or you can do a job and set a soft reminder to follow up in something like 6 or 12 months' time, where you'll receive a reminder in your ServiceM8 account to follow up with the client and see if they want to book another job. And with invoicing, it might not be your practice to have field staff invoice immediately on site. They can still add billable items and notes to the job, and the digital job card will be updated for others in the business to review, then issue the invoice. So, we've covered what ServiceM8 is, the kind of businesses it's for, and seen it in action. Let's quickly look at this. In a nutshell, here's what ServiceM8 is designed to do. That is, help your business get work, complete it, and get paid. It's not just another system for organizing your jobs, swapping out an old, messy paper-based system for a new electronic one. A lot of our functionality is designed to benefit the business in winning work, making it easy and efficient to complete that work, and help the business get paid as soon as possible. Something to keep in mind is that you won't be able to bend or customize ServiceM8 to exactly the way you've always done things. You need to be ready and open to changing the way you work. Maybe you'll need to change some processes, delegate more, let control of some things go, and empower staff with more responsibility. But our promise to you is that we will help you run a better business. You can expect benefits of reduced administration time, more professional client communication and service, better team communication, more consistent job quality and completion, improved cash flow, greater productivity, and a better lifestyle. And if you want, you'll be in a far better position to scale and grow your business. Now, let's quickly cover how ServiceM8's pricing works. We've got a range of 4 capped pricing plans, which bundle job credits, text credits, and certain additional features you can activate called add-ons. A plan comes at a single monthly price for the entire account, including all your staff logins. So it doesn't matter how many users you have in the account, it's still a single monthly price. So for example, under the starter plan, you get 50 job credits a month. Every time you create a new job in ServiceM8 as either a quote or a work order, that consumes a job credit. If a quote is successful and accepted by the client, and you then convert it to a work order, it still only counts as 1 job credit. You then also have 50 text or SMS credits. Sending texts to clients from the app or the online dashboard is a big part of the communication benefits of ServiceMate, so you get a quota of text credits with each plan. And each plan comes with over 20 additional features, or add-ons, and these are designed to help in certain areas of your workflows or for certain types of industries. So, the plan that's right for you will depend on the number of jobs you'd normally do each month, as well as some of your feature requirements. Check out our pricing page for a full comparison of each plan. Keep in mind that there are no lock-in contracts, you can upgrade or downgrade between plans at any time, and the free trial comes with full access to all features so you can test drive them first. So, I mentioned these additional features or add-ons which are bundled with ServiceMate's capped plans. You might be wondering if ServiceMate has a particular feature or functionality set. Well, we separate a lot of functionality into add-ons, which can be turned on and off within your account. This way, you can keep the core ServiceMate product as simple and easy to use as possible when you're starting out and not cluttered with things that you don't need straight away. We have add-ons which suit certain types of industries or help with particular workflows or problems, such as the Forms add-on for electronically completing any kind of paperwork or report in the field, the Automation add-on for automatically notifying clients about booking times or following up a quote or an unpaid invoice, the Recurring Jobs and Reminders add-on to manage the scheduling of repeat bookings, and the Asset Management add-on, which helps you catalog the details and location of any kind of equipment, appliances, or other assets that you install, service, or inspect, and then track their service history. So you can browse and activate add-ons in the settings menu of your online dashboard, and trial accounts have full access to all of those add-ons. Let's look at the two main ways you can get started. You can set ServiceMate up yourself, or you can engage an independent ServiceMate partner to help. We'll look at the DIY option first. It's very achievable to get up and running with ServiceMate yourself, and the best way to do this is to follow our Getting Started guide in the Help Center. So if you're still at square one and just figuring out whether ServiceMate's the right fit, create a trial account and follow the Getting Started guide. It will steer you through understanding all the basics and testing how ServiceMate would work with your business. From there, if it looks like ServiceMate can help take your business to the next level, the Getting Started guide will steer you through how to complete your account setup and train your staff, then go live on day one. And of course, every step of the way, you can get in touch with our support team via live chat or email. Now, there's also the option to engage a ServiceMate partner. We have a global network of ServiceMate partners. These are independent small business experts like bookkeepers, accountants, IT businesses, and cloud integrators who are certified in offering ServiceMate consultation, setup, and training. Engaging a ServiceMate partner is a great idea if you just want to get someone in to set up your account, train your staff, and help you hit the ground running. They're ServiceMate experts, so they can add a lot of value and know-how to your ServiceMate implementation. You can find ServiceMate partners nearest to you using the partner directory on our website. It will detect your location and present your nearest partners first, and you can then browse their services and get in contact from there. So, that's it for this introduction to ServiceMate. From here, create a free trial account, have a look around, and check out our Getting Started guide to help you understand how ServiceMate could work in your business. Thanks for watching.